I'm back from Japan. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, who never knows best, and I've returned. And behind me, there are two very large suitcases, and those are there for a reason. Those two suitcases are full of everything I bought on my trip. Yeah, suffice to say, I might have gone a little crazy. I bought both of those suitcases while I was there because I couldn't carry everything back in the extra large suitcase that I already had that I took with me. I had to buy 2 new suitcases to bring it all back, which, by the way, y'all could probably already tell. Y'all see how beat up this one is? I bought this the day before I came back in Japan. Look at it, bro. It's already got battle scars. You would think I've been traveling with this for years. Now I know it's white and everything, so it was bound to get beat up, and like I don't really care that much. But it'll just never cease to amaze me just how little TSA cares about how they handle your luggage and how they just be tossing and throwing and scuffing and scratching and anyway. I know I missed a lot of stuff while I was gone. Game Awards, Tekken, Sparking Zero, more Pokemon Pocket stuff. I have a lot of catching up to do, and we're gonna get to all of that stuff as soon as I can. But I want to get this out of the way first because, well, I have to unpack all this stuff, so why not do it in a video? So that's what we're doing here today. I'm going to unpack my luggage and show you guys everything I bought while I was in Japan. Let's get to it, and let's start with that one first because it's a little smaller and there's less stuff in it, and then we'll get to the big boy second. So let's jump in. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are gonna have a ton of questions about my trip and about how much I enjoyed myself and where I went, what I saw, what I did, everything like that. Feel free to leave them all in the comments down below. Also, feel free to pull up to any streams that I'm about to be doing in the near future, asking about my trip. So all well and good. I'd love to talk to you guys about it. Yeah, man, I had a great time. It's good to be back, but let's get into these pickups. Now, as y'all know, okay, your boy is a very avid sneaker collector. And as somebody who spends way too much money on sneakers, I'm sure it's no surprise that I came back from Japan with a couple of new pairs. Because you didn't think I'd go all the way to another country and not do some sneaker shopping, did you? So first pickup I actually want to show you guys right here is the DMP, or I guess as they're called with this retro, the Gratitude Jordan 11, which I'll see if I can get the camera to focus here. It's mad bright. Maybe if I turn my lights down just a touch. What if I just turn this light all the way off? There you go. Get a better look. Very nice white leather upper, that beautiful patent leather. The outsole on these is actually not clear like it was on the actual DMPs back in, what was the DMPs? Was that 09? The original DMP 11s came out? I can't remember exactly with the black and gold DMP 6s. But yeah, before there was a Concord, but it was gold instead of purple. It was mesh. Outsoles were still clear, but they ended up turning into like this golden color, whereas they start off milky, which I think is a dope look. They don't look as clean on camera right now as they actually are in person. But yeah, this was a super dope pickup. I ended up getting these for, I want to say, $160 secondhand from a shop called Second Street, I think is what it's like, a chain of like thrift stores that are out there in Japan, and honestly the coolest thrift stores I've ever been to. And it's basically just like full of streetwear, designers, sneakers, everything like that, everything from Balenciaga to Louis Vuitton, Supreme, North Face, Stone Island, Jordans, Nikes, Travis Scott, Off-White, all that stuff. And you find a lot of like really dope pieces for some great prices. Here's the problem though. For those of you who aren't aware, I'm a fairly large guy, okay? I may not look it when I'm sitting here on camera. I'm 6'3" and kind of honestly closer to 6'4", but I'm gonna claim 6'3" because I'm not quite exactly 6'4". So I'm 6'3" and like 200 plus pounds. So I'm a pretty big dude, you know what I'm saying? I ain't giant, but compared to the average Japanese man, I'm pretty giant. Now, why this is relevant is because, well, when you're doing secondhand shopping, if you're, thrifting or, finding used shoes or, gently used clothing and stuff, a lot of that stuff is too small for me. So I was finding I found a pair of Saint Laurent jeans for like $80, but there's a size 28. Or like this Balenciaga hoodie that was for like $100, but it's a size small. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, where it's like all these dope pieces that like they were size small, it was size medium. Like most stuff I would find, it'd be like a large at biggest, and I wear like an XL or 2XL depending on how I want it to fit. Like XL, in most cases, like this jacket is a size XL, but if I want like a baggy or oversized fit, then I go for the 2X, right? Yeah, finding an XL, let alone a 2XL, is kind of rare. And then when it comes to sneakers, I wear like a size 11 or 11 and a half. These were a size 11. I've been wearing a 10 and a half for a while. I think I'm going more towards 11 and a half. Want a little bit more room these days. Yeah, finding size 11 or 11 and a half is very, 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 very rare out there. Out of all the shops I went to, very few places had anything over a size 10. And even when it comes to the retail stores, I don't know if they even get size 11 and a half out there. I want to say they just go 10, 11, 12, and I think it stops at 12. I didn't see any place that had like a size 13. which was unfortunate because I was trying to find something for my pops. My pops is a big dude as well. You know, he's like 6'1", like 200 plus pounds, and he wears like a size 13. So, you know, I really couldn't find those shoes for pops, but it is what it is. I picked these up while I was out there, and I already spent more time on that than I really needed to, because we got a lot of stuff to get through. So I'm gonna try to pick up the pace just a tiny little bit. But yeah, glad to add these to the collection. Big sneaker collector, as y'all know. I got more shoes, by the way, but they're in the other suitcase. Next up, I got a couple of t-shirts here from Nike Japan. We have this t-shirt that actually just says Nike Japan on it. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and take this off the plastic, show you guys that a little bit better. So there you go. We just have this white t-shirt that says Nike Japan on it. I thought it was dope. I just wanted to pick up a few things out there that just like seemed like something you could only get in Japan, or just, you know, little souvenirs, mementos to show like I was there, you know what I'm saying? So a couple of Nike shirts did that justice. Then we have this Jordan t-shirt that I also picked up from the Nike store, which has this Tokyo embroidered on the chest there with the Jumpman symbol. It says established 1984. The Jumpman logo on the established 1984 is like screen printed, but the Tokyo is embroidered. The back is plain, I believe. It's just a simple white t-shirt. Again, just like nothing too crazy. This little something. I was like, yeah, I bet you can't really get this in the American Nike store, so I'm gonna just go ahead and pick this up here because it's cool. It's exclusive, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, these I got in a 2XL just because I wanted them, you know, to be a little bit more of a baggier fit or whatever. Just something casual, just something light, you know what I mean? Then I have a couple of shirts from the Uniqlo store. One of these, I'm pretty sure like you can get this here, but this is like one of the Cause collaborations that they have right now. This isn't like Japan exclusive or nothing like that. I just, you know, I was in Uniqlo while I was out there. I seen it. I was like, that's dope. Let me grab that. Uniqlo, by the way, one of those stores that don't really go up to a 2X. This is a shirt I would have wanted in a 2X, but I can only get it in XL, so I just took what I could get. And then also from Uniqlo, we have this Sanrio t-shirt that says I love Japan with my melody on it. I rock with Sanrio. You know, some dudes is not comfortable enough with their sexuality to where they can rock a Hello Kitty jacket like I can, or they don't like the color pink or whatever. Look, I like Hello Kitty. My girl likes Hello Kitty. I think it's a dope aesthetic. Like, I ain't got no issue with it. I get a lot of compliments every time I wear like my Hypeland Hello Kitty varsity jacket, which I also took with me to Japan. And it's a dope ass jacket. But I remember I wore it in a video before I left, and I got like mad compliments in the comments, and I had just a handful of comments like, that Hello Kitty jacket, not it, bro. I'm like, bro, it's about to be 2025. Y'all gotta get over this toxic masculinity. If you don't like the jacket, if you don't think it's tough, that's one thing, but like, don't be mad at me because you're scared of accidentally coming out the closet or something. Like, I don't. Anyway, little side tangent, little side rant, but I thought this shirt was dope. My girl and I both got this shirt, so we could little matchy on some tight with that one. And then next we have this little guy who's suffocating in here. Let me go ahead and free little homie. So one thing I did a lot in Japan was play in the arcades and play like their crane games and stuff. And I won like figures and plushies and stuff from my girl and I. She won a lot more than I did, honestly. She should have been trying to win stuff for me. Actually, she did win a few things for me. And so in order to bring that stuff back home, we got these like vacuum bags that where you roll it up and it squeezes all the air out, so that way you can flatten it out some. And so he's smushed in here, bro, suffocating. Let me get yeah, there we go. But yeah, as y'all will probably know, I like Pokemon quite a lot. And if you've been watching my Pokemon Pocket videos, I mentioned before that one of the Pokemon I like a lot is actually Staryu and Starmie. In fact, my favorite deck right now in Pokemon Pocket is my Starmie Greninja deck. And so when I saw one of these crane games that had a Staryu plush in it, I had to grab it. I've just always really liked Staryu. Stars are like one of my big motifs, like stars, feathers, clouds. These are just like random symbols that like I like a lot, that I think are really cool aesthetically. And so I've always liked Staryu a lot as a Pokemon. And I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and get that, throw them back there with all my Pikachus and everything. Thought it'd be really cool. Another little mascot to add to the channel and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? He's honestly a little too flat. He was fluffier than this before I vacuum sealed him up. I might throw him in the dryer to help fluff him back up, but he Gucci, he survived. You know what I'm saying? He made it back in one piece. Also here, tossed in this little zipper pocket, I have this little charm from like a gachapon machine of Yukari from Persona 4. You're also gonna notice there's no rhyme or reason to how this stuff is organized or how I'm showing it to you guys. It's just whatever I pull out these suitcases first. This is gonna be really hard to show y'all, but it's a little sleepy Yukari from Persona 4, like from one of the little capsule machines that costs like 200-300 yen or something like that, which is like $1. All right, now we got a bunch of like random stuff to go through. There's not gonna be any real rhyme or reason to how I go through all of this. It's gonna be whatever I pull out the suitcase first. The same thing goes for that one back there. It ain't all grouped together in any sort of order. It was all put in here however I could get things to fit. So first up, I I actually went to Tokyo Disneyland and I got myself a pair of Wizard Mickey ears because Wizard Mickey is my favorite Mickey. I like him quite a lot. You know what I'm saying? Pretty goofy little thing. I also have like a Wizard Mickey hat that I got from Disneyland in Anaheim, out there in Cali. But yeah, I like Wizard Mickey. So my girl, she got herself some little ears. I got these when we went. We had a good little time. So shout out Wizard Mickey. I also got some gifts that I got for family members. I'm not going to show those on camera in case they're well, it don't really matter. It's not like these are supposed to be some super ultra big surprise, but I got like a bunch of socks for one of my sisters, a bunch of like little fuzzy Kirby socks. I got this for my younger brother. This is Don Pen. He's the mascot for Don Quixote, which is like, how do I describe what Don Quixote is? It's almost like a mini shopping mall, damn near. It's like a convenience store / shopping mall kind of thing. It's kind of hard to describe, but they sell everything from like cosmetics to clothes to figures to food. Next, we actually have this CD by Miki Yashima. So this is an artist that you probably aren't super familiar with, not because like, oh, I'm so cool, she's a super underground Japanese artist, but she kind of is, because this is actually a musician who was in an alley by my hotel at like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. She was just out there in the cold with her guitar, her little microphone, her setup or whatever, and her stack of CDs, and she was playing and singing. I was like, damn, that's for one, it was really dope. Her music was great. She had a beautiful voice, and you know, she was selling her CDs for like, I think it was like 1,000 yen or something like that. So I went ahead and grabbed one. I thought it was really cool. I think she was also live streaming herself, but her name is Miki Yashima. If you look her up, you might be able to find her on Instagram. If I found what her Instagram is. If I'm not lazy, I'll put it on screen if you want to check her out and follow her other, you know, socials or find her music, whatever. I thought it was cool. Again, a nice little dope souvenir. So I picked up one of her CDs. All right, next up, we got some magazines. So while I was out there, of course, I had to go ahead and grab the latest issue of Weekly Shonen Jump. There was actually an issue before this that was out, I think, and one that came after that I ended up picking up. But I grabbed this one specifically because it's got Kagurabachi on the front. You know, shout out my boy Chihiro. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Kagurabachi. I like it quite a lot. If you're not on that, get on that. I think it's probably going to be the next big thing, especially whenever that anime dropped. But I thought this was really, really cool. Actually, one of the things I wanted to do while I was out there was find like old copies of Weekly Shonen Jump in like Book Off or like thrift stores or like retro shops, whatever. But I didn't really find what I was looking for. And I'm sure they're out there, but I just didn't go to the right places. I should have looked more into something like that specifically, but it wasn't like a high priority on the list. We got a copy of Weekly Shonen Jump. Then we also have a copy of Weekly Shonen Sunday, which I was happy to get my hands on because it's got Frieren on the cover, which, as y'all know, or as you may not know, I'm a really big Frieren fan, so I like that quite a lot. And then we have this third magazine that I picked up that I'm honestly not sure what magazine this is, because it has Sakamoto Days and Dragon Ball and Kaiju number 8, and it's got Shonen Jump stuff on it, but this obviously isn't Weekly Shonen Jump. And it's got some manga in here, Dragon Ball Super Divers, some stuff that I'm not familiar with. It was just cool. It was also in the shop. I wanted to pick it up. It's got this Dragon Ball was his 40th anniversary. He had 40th tribute on the back, and this is what the cover looks like. If I didn't show that already, y'all could feel free to let me know what magazine this actually is. I didn't even bother like checking. It's obviously like Shueisha and Jump and stuff, but what magazine specifically is this? I don't know. Can I translate this with my phone real quick? Actually, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't actually say like the name of the magazine. Maybe, I mean, it clearly does. My phone, my Google Translate, not translating that part. Maybe because it's a little bit too stylized. Regardless, I thought it was cool, and these were each like a few dollars. Like this one was 730 yen. Also came with like some stickers, postcards, and like some Dragon Ball cards you can see in there. So I was like, cool, I'll gladly take that. The Shonen Sunday magazine was 380 yen, which is like $2 and some change. And I'm not seeing the price on it right now, but this was also like, I want to say it was like 500 yen or something like that for this copy of Weekly Shonen Jump, which again is like a few dollars. So super, super cheap out there. Next up, we actually have this poster. So there were several like Jump stores out there in like some of the shopping malls, and I think the coolest one that I went to was actually the one in Tokyo Skytree. I'm pretty sure that's where I got this one from. But this is a slam dunk poster, which I guess I'll take out of the tube and go ahead and show y'all. I don't know where exactly I'm going to put this on the wall because I'm starting to run out of wall space in here, but this got to go up somewhere because Slam Dunk, as y'all know, is one of my favorite series of all time. It's actually my second favorite manga of all time, and I was really happy to find some Slam Dunk stuff while I was out there. Probably gonna be hard to show because it's all curled up right now, but you know what I mean? I thought this was super fire. I needed it, so I got it. Next, we have this bag from Don Quixote with some tax-free goods. I don't really have to show you guys this stuff, like some cosmetics and stuff I bought for my younger sisters. Again, just as little souvenirs and gifts. like some makeup stuff, some nail stuff. Y'all don't really care about that, I don't think. Also got like some little like charms and souvenirs and stuff for them as well. Again, nothing too crazy. Next, we have this t-shirt from one of the Capcom stores out there in Japan. I forget exactly which one I was at when I bought this. I was disappointed though, because this is a really dope Mega Man shirt that I found, but they had a way cooler shirt, or at least a shirt that I thought was a lot better than this one. This one's already fire, but they had a shirt that I thought was even cooler than this, but they didn't have my size. And that was like a reoccurring trend while I was out there. It was like, I would find something that was really dope, whether it was shoes or clothes. And a lot of times, especially if it was like something that was like secondhand or thrifted or whatever, it'd be for a really great price and it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't be my size. Like, bro, actually in the same, was this also in Tokyo Skytree? This might've also been in Tokyo Skytree. Or was this in Parco in Shibuya? I can't remember. But there was this shop that was selling Digimon stuff, and they had these dope ass Digimon shirts. They had this Angie Womon one. They didn't make my size. They just don't. I think they either stopped at a large in that one, or I think they didn't even make XL. I was so disappointed because the shirt was so fire. But this right here, like I said, I got from the Capcom store. I'm not like a super big diehard Mega Man fan, but I just thought this shirt was really, really cool. Let me go ahead and hold that in front of the camera for y'all. So I had to go ahead and grab that. I'm not like a big long sleeve shirt fan, but again, I was just like having a good time out there, just spending money on anything I thought was dope. And that's the type of vacation I wanted to have. We also have this little like kimono Hello Kitty. This is actually another gift from my sister. So go ahead and put that to the side. And then next up, we actually have two coats that I bought. So out there in Japan, they have this store called GU, which is apparently like the sister company or like the sister store to Uniqlo. So it's very similar to Uniqlo, but it's like a little bit trendier, you know what I'm saying? And it's like very, very common to see people out there in Japan rocking this stuff. Like I said, it's basically like a Uniqlo, like an H&M, like a Zara, like it's literally like this with Uniqlo. But they have some really dope stuff in there. And one thing I saw a lot of people rocking, and I was like, damn, that shit fire. Like I kind of need one of those, especially since it was so cold out there, were these two coats. So I had to vacuum seal these as well to get them to fit, because obviously they bulky and take up a lot of space. But first up, we have this corduroy like puffer coat, which seemed to be like pretty common out there. And they got this in all different types of colors. My girl got a white one, I got the black one. They had a couple other colors that I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, this was another store where like a lot of their stuff, it was basically large or extra large. Fortunately, the XL did fit on me rather well. I'm gonna go ahead and try this on for y'all real quick. I wore it a couple of times while I was out there as well. I need to go ahead and throw this in the wash. I'm doing laundry now as we speak, because I'm trying to get right back into the swing of things and settling back in. But let me go ahead and throw this on real quick and give you a little, you know what I'm saying? You go ahead and throw that on like that. You know what I'm saying? You tight, you feel me? Yeah, I like this a lot. This very quickly became one of my favorite coats, and it was super cheap too. I want to say this was like 5,000 yen, 6,000 yen, so it was like 30-40 bucks. And it ain't like it's super thin either. Like it kept your boy pretty warm. It's really nice. It's real soft, real comfy, real cozy. Especially because the conversion rate is so good right now for us over here. I want to say $1 is like 156 yen right now. So yeah, the other coat I got is actually like a trench coat. So let me show you that as well. So this right here I picked up and also wore while I was out there. Because again, it was pretty cold. You know what I mean? I didn't have a coat like this already, and I had been wanting one, so you know I had to go ahead and grab this. And like I said, I wore it while I was out there, so I'll go ahead and throw that fit pic on screen for y'all right now so you can see the fit. But yeah, matter of fact, speaking of the fit pic, we can go ahead and lower this back down. In that picture, you'll see me wearing these right here, which I also bought while I was out there. And I'm not a big sunglasses guy, but I bought some sunglasses while I was out there. It's not because I don't like them. I just always feel like it's really hard to find the right pair and like get the style that I want and it looks good on me. I feel like oftentimes it's also really hard to wear sunglasses and not look kind of goofy, you feel me? But I found a pair that I really liked for a price that wasn't too crazy. These wasn't cheap by any means. They weren't cheap by any means. But when you hear the brand name, you're gonna think I spent more than I probably did. But let me go ahead and see if I can get this to zoom in on this nice little leather case here real quick. I don't know how clearly that's coming in for y'all. But yeah, your boy bought a pair of Saint Laurent sunglasses while I was out there. And I want to say I got these for about 300 bucks, which Ain't too bad. I got these brand new from one of the malls out there. And again, I like sunglasses. I don't wear them often, but I like these quite a lot. I have been wanting a pair of like, you know, like the big kind of like angular, like squarish frames. And so I look mad crazy right now with this bandana on, this raggedy ass white t-shirt, and throwing on the coat. But you know what I'm saying, in the fit pic, your boy look kind of clean, all right. Let me go ahead and take these off. But yeah, they ain't nothing too crazy. Just some simple black sunglasses. They say Saint Laurent Paris on the inside, on the what do you even call it, the stem, I guess, of the glasses. You can go ahead and see that right there. And then on the outside it says Saint Laurent Paris as well, in a much more like muted, like subtle font or whatever, if I can get that to focus. It's whatever, ain't no big deal. Nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy. Just like I said, some simple black sunglasses. Like, oh, why you ain't just get some Ray-Bans or something like that? And the reason for that is someone wanted to splurge a little bit. Yeah, get off me. But very happy to have those. Let me go ahead and take this off. And that's everything that was in that suitcase. But that was just the leftovers that didn't fit in that first suitcase. This one has way more. So let's go ahead and crack that one open. But like real quick, again, I just bought this suitcase like the day before I left, and it's already like, damn, bro, like I know I just came on an international flight, but you know what was crazy? This didn't happen on the way from Japan back to America. This happened on my flight from LAX back to the East Coast. That's when this happened. They don't care about y'all here in America, bro. This suitcase, by the way, just barely made it past the weight limit. All right, okay, where do we start with this one? I guess let me unclip this. We're gonna start with the other pair of sneakers that I bought while I was out there. So earlier this year, this shoe actually retroed. I want to say these came out originally in like 2013 or 2014. This came back out again this year, and that is the Fear Jordan 4, which ain't going for nothing crazy. They used to. These used to sell for like $500-$600. I would know because I had a pair back then that I paid like $180 for, and I sold them for like $400. But yeah, a shoe that I'm happy to have back in my collection. I actually bought these brand new from a store they had out there called ABC Mart. They were just sitting on shelves, and again, because of the great conversion rate, I got these like $30-$40 cheaper than what retail is here in the States. So that was really cool. I wore these already, as you can probably tell. But yeah, really like this shoe. Nothing, like I said, super crazy, super special, but I like them, and that's all that matters. Next up, we got some clothes and stuff. So this first thing I want to show you is actually this tote bag I got from the Nintendo store in Kyoto. You can see it's like this transparent tote bag that I picked up, that I actually use as a little shopping bag for this other thing I got while I was there. Let me take out this plastic. We have just a simple little t-shirt, again, just a little souvenir, just a little Nintendo shirt that says Nintendo Kyoto on it. It's like mad wrinkled from being stuffed in the luggage in order to get it to fit. Also, am I bugging, or did my white balance just change? That was mad weird. It was trying to compensate for the red shirt, I guess. Yeah, when I put this shirt on screen, anyway, I'm getting distracted. But yeah, nothing crazy. Just again, a little souvenir just to show that I was in Kyoto. Little Nintendo t-shirt, just something to lounge around in, wear on stream, wearing videos or whatever. Then in these little compression bags that I picked up at Daiso, by the way, which is like a little like CVS equivalent, I would say, they have over there. We have a bunch of clothes that I bought. I believe these are all clothes that I also bought from GU for a special collaboration that they had while I was out there. So in this first bag, we have the perfect piece to start off with, and that is this black crew neck PlayStation sweater. GU had a special collaboration with PlayStation, and I bought the entire collaboration because it was like pretty cheap. It's just a black sweatshirt with the big PlayStation logo on it, nothing on the back. And just some really good loungewear, pajamas. I mean, I could wear this out if I really wanted to as well. When I bought it, I just kind of looked at it as like loungewear around the house or in the office or whatever. And then here we have a black pair of sweatpants to match with just this embroidered logo, which, by the way, the logo on there was also embroidered. I'm a sucker for embroidered clothing. I feel like it just elevates the quality, just makes it seem that much nicer, like it's worth that much more of your money, which is funny to say because these were like $15 a piece. But the thing I like about embroidery over like a vinyl or like screen printing or like heat press, whatever, is that it doesn't wear off and fade and like crack and peel. Like, yeah, you could snag it or like the threads could come loose, whatever, but like that almost never happens. Whereas like, well, like a graphic t-shirt or like a printed on, you know, graphic, like it's going to crack, peel, fade or whatever, especially if you end up throwing it in the dryer by mistake or like wash it the wrong way, which I always wash my clothes inside out and I hang dry most of my stuff anyway. But even still, it's for that reason, to preserve a lot of that stuff and just like the color and size and shape of a lot of things. But yeah, so pretty nice quality, decent thickness and weight to these. Like I said, embroidery just feels like it elevates the quality of everything for me, so that's cool. So that was the black set, and then they also had this teal, seafoam green, aqua, whatever you want to call it, almost like Tiffany diamond color sweatshirt. This one actually is not embroidered. Well, the front is, the back isn't, but on the front you can see you have the PlayStation and the symbols all embroidered here. This actually did not come with a matching pair of sweatpants for whatever reason, but all the other pieces did. And on the back you have different controllers from the PS1 all the way to the PS5, and then the PlayStation logo here. And this is like, I can't tell if this is like flocked or like vinyl or what, but seems decent enough. I don't like this as much as the other ones just because it's not embroidered. Well, except for the front. But that is the cool thing about it, is that even if this does all crack, peel, and fade off at some point, I can like forcefully take off the rest if something would happen. You still have the nice part on the front, on the chest. So don't get me wrong though, I like this piece as well. I like the whole set. That's why I bought it. Also, shout out Daiso for these compression bags, man, because they definitely saved your boy's life. But in here, in this one, we have the gray set for it, which also has, so this is also embroidered, but also has like this kind of like fuzzy like material too. I forget what this is called exactly, but maybe you'll know what I mean when you see it. But yeah, this is a gray neck sweatshirt, and it should be showing up on camera pretty well. But I mean, the PlayStation like logo is embroidered. But then these parts, I forget what this type of material, like this type of thing is called. But I rock with that. Nice gray sweatshirt, nothing on the back. And then you got the sweatpants to match it that also have the exact same thing with the PlayStation logo on the leg embroidered, and then the square, triangle, X, and circle the exact same way as it is on the sweatshirt. Matter of fact, the tags are still on these pieces. I can tell you exactly how much this stuff costs. So this sweatshirt right here was 2,990 yen, which with the current conversion rate equates to $19.13. So it was closer to $20 per piece, but even still, so it was like $40 for the whole set. So for like less than 150 bucks, I got like the whole collection. I see that as a W. And then here we have the white set. So here you have a white crew neck that has a small PlayStation logo embroidered on the chest there. I know this is white, so it's like mad bright. And then on the back, you have like a, I guess, is this screen printed? Can't really tell. But you have this graphic on the back, old school logo. Looks really good. Like that a lot. You're probably gonna see me wear this stuff a lot on stream and in videos and stuff, just because it was mad comfortable and cozy, and it just, I like it. Then here you have the sweatpants to match, and this is all fully embroidered going down the pant leg here. I'm not gonna try any of it on right now, but if I'm not lazy, I'll throw up the picture I took in the fitting room when I tried on the white set to see how it fit on me before I bought any of this, and you can see how it fits. But yeah, I bought everything in a size extra large, I'm pretty sure, including the sweats. Yeah, sweats and tops are all XL. I think that was everything, so I actually don't remember what's in this next bag. Oh, right. Okay, so that was all of the PlayStation pieces, but these are the other shirts and stuff I bought while I was out there. So let's go ahead and get into that. So first up, we have this Dragon Ball t-shirt that I got from the Jump store in Tokyo, Skytree. I've told you guys before, my favorite part of Dragon Ball is actually the original before Z. So I tend to gravitate towards stuff that has Kid Goku or shows love to the original Dragon Ball. Nothing crazy, it was just like a little $20 t-shirt, whatever, that I decided to grab. Then we have this Naruto shirt that I got from that same store. So here we go, little Naruto versus Sasuke action going on here. It's like a like sketched. I probably gotta turn the lights down so you get a better look at that. So that should be coming through a little bit better now. This t-shirt isn't white, it's like an eggshell, like off-white color with like that sketch kind of look, that like hand-drawn look of Naruto versus Sasuke. I thought it was pretty dope, so I went ahead and grabbed that. Then this next t-shirt is actually a Code Geass t-shirt that I got from a store called, I think I got this from a store called Volks in Akihabara, and I got some other stuff from there to show you as well. But Code Geass is one of my top 10 favorite anime of all time. That big poster back there in the corner is actually a Code Geass poster. And I don't have a whole lot of Code Geass merch because it's just not that like common to find, I guess. And so I was actually looking for it once I started seeing some of it around in Japan. And so one of the things I got was this t-shirt. And again, this was like 2,900 yen. So again, it's like, couldn't pass that up, especially because like I said, you never see Code Geass stuff here in America. I was shocked when I found that poster because I found that at a mall. Then we actually have this t-shirt of Hwadong from Tekken 8 that I picked up at the TWT World Finals, which the event wasn't exactly what I was expecting. It didn't go as I had hoped for me. We ain't gonna get into it right now, but I still wanted to pick up some things while I was there. And so one of the things I did ended up grabbing was this Hwadong t-shirt that I thought was pretty cool. I really wanted one of those like sick jackets that they had, but it sold out before I ever got a chance. But this has got the Tekken 8 logo here on the front. And on the back, you have little Hwadong action going on here. They had a shirt like this for every character, and I wanted to get one for like Reina and Jin as well. But those were sold out by the time I got a chance to get up to the front of the line. So most of the stuff I wanted actually sold out before I got a chance to buy it, but it just is what it is. And then I think this is the last shirt that I got, but this is from a brand called Averex, which isn't like Japanese exclusive or anything like that, but I kept seeing Averex shops like on the streets of the city, like whenever I was walking around like Shibuya or Shinjuku or whatever, and it seemed really dope. And it's something I might have heard of before, but I wasn't really familiar with like that. And so they had a lot of dope pieces, and honestly I kind of wish I would have bought more from them, but like I said, I think it's available here in the States anyway, so I just might be something I tap in more with. But I picked up this long sleeve shirt from Averex that I thought was pretty cool. It says F14 Tomcat Averex there in red, and this is again embroidered, so when I see stuff that's embroidered, it just like it starts speaking to me. And then you have this embroidery on the back with this heavy patch of the Tomcat himself, I assume. And yeah, very heavy t-shirt as well, like very, very heavy. And I want to say this was like 60 bucks. I was in the store for a while, just like what they really have a lot of is like really dope jackets, whether that's leather, shirlings, bomber jackets, denim. Like they had a lot of like really dope jackets and outerwear. So I'm definitely going to be tapping in with them because I think that brand has a lot of really, really dope shit. Okay, next, if I remember correctly, these are some figures that are wrapped in some plastic, and then some bubble wrap, and then like some shopping bags, and then a t-shirt to keep them safe. Because I bought a lot of figures while I was gone, like way more than I thought I was going to, and way more than I realized until it was time to pack. So obviously I couldn't keep them all in the boxes. So what I did was I took them all out of the boxes, took the boxes apart and flattened them out so that I could still keep them if I wanted to keep, because I'm a collector and I'm a hoarder, and I didn't want to throw them out. But then I had to like wrap everything up a certain way to try to keep everything like safe and secure. So I don't remember which ones in specific these are, so we're gonna find out together. So first one I want to show you guys is actually this Tachibana Kanade figure I got from Angel Beats. This one I actually got outside of Radio Kaikon, I believe, for about 20 bucks, 25 bucks. I forget the exact prices on a lot of these, but figures out there you can find super, super cheap. Like obviously there are some expensive ones out there, but most of the ones I bought, they were like $30 or less, with a couple of exceptions. I did buy a couple that were a little bit pricier, and you'll see why and what those are in a bit. And then we have Your Forger from Spy Family, who has become one of my all-time favorite characters and definitely favorite anime girls of all time. This one I want to say I picked up on some random like street shop in Akihabara. Akihabara is where I bought most of the figures that I have, I want to say. And then here we actually have this punk rock Hatsune Miku figure. Now I'm not like a super big diehard Miku figure. I just thought the outfit and the aesthetic was really dope. And this one I actually won from one of the like one of the games at the arcade. So yeah, I couldn't honestly tell you a whole lot about Hatsune Miku. I mean, I've listened to some Miku tracks. I rock with them. But I thought her outfit was dope. So I was like, let me go ahead and win that. And I won it in like a few tries. So I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and have that. So I went back and checked. The Angel Beats figure I got for 4,000 yen, which is like $25.60 based on the current conversion. And then the Your figure I got for 2,500 yen, and that's 16 bucks. So like I said, a lot of the figures out there you can find super, super cheap. And these were brand new as well. You can find new and used figures out there, and the used ones might as well be new. But I did get these brand new. I do have some secondhand ones in here though, and we'll get to those. All right, so that's one half of the suitcase clear. Now let's go ahead and dig into the second half. All right, so here we actually have volume 35 of Sosei no Onmyoji, aka Twin Star Exorcist, which if you've been on the channel for a minute, you know is one of my favorite manga series of all time. It was my favorite ongoing series for a while, but it just recently ended this year. I was in the Shonen Jump shop in I don't remember if this was the one in Parco at like the shopping mall, if this was in Tokyo Skytree, or maybe this might have been in one of the other stores, but it was definitely in the Jump store, and they had this on the shelf, and I was like, all right, I need that. Then we have this Kingdom Hearts keychain of Fenrir, which is one of my top 2 favorite keyblades of all time in Kingdom Hearts. My 2 favorite keyblades are To Become One and Fenrir, and I got this from Ami Ami. I think it says 1530 here on the tag, but I think I actually only paid 1,200 yen for this, which was the cheapest I saw. Because everywhere else I saw this keychain, because a lot of the figures and keychains and like little souvenirs and knickknacks you find them in like a million other stores and all different varying prices. I paid 1,200 yen for this, and everywhere else I saw it was like 1,500, 2,000, 2,200. So not a huge difference in price, but big enough where I'm like, I'm glad I bought it when I seen it, because I got the best deal you could get on it. So that's pretty cool. Pretty hefty too. Like it's a pretty heavy keychain. Like it's solid metal. And then these are the bases and stands for those first few figures that I showed you guys. Here we have another keychain. This is Lelouch from Code Geass. Nice big acrylic one. Again, I was just like, damn near anything that was Code Geass I was grabbing, just because like you don't really see Code Geass stuff a lot here in the US. So Gotta grab it when I can see it. And then here we have a little baggie from the Pokemon Center. I don't even remember what's in here, so let's find out together. Oh, it's all like my little okay, yeah, so we have like some coupons in here, and then like these little like gift tags, whatever that they give you. I bought like a bunch of like Pokemon stickers, as well as some other stuff that we'll get to. But yeah, so here we have like Luxray, Lucario, Eevee and the Evolutions, Staryu, Starmie. So I'm gonna go ahead and show those real quick. Yeah, just a bunch of like Japanese Pokemon stickers. Then we got my boy Staryu, Starmie, a bunch of Eevees and Evolutions. All right, it's already peeking up through the bottom of the camera, but I also have like a ton of other Pokemon stuff to show you guys. As you guys know, I like Pokemon quite a lot, especially with Pokemon Pocket being out right now. It's kind of like reinvigorated, like kind of like that childhood love for Pokemon that I had. And so my favorite Pokemon of all time is actually Cyndaquil. I'm a big Gen 2 fan, and I got this from the Pokemon Center in Shibuya. I want to say I got this one from the one in Shibuya in the Parco Mall. And I have a bunch of other Pokemon plushies here as well. So I got Chikorita. So now that I have 2 Cyndaquils, and now I have the full set of the Johto starters, which get way too much hate, by the way. They're my favorite starters. So I have Chikorita, Totodile, and 2 Cyndaquils now. Then we also have this little mini Cyndaquil that my girl won for me from one of the arcade games. And then we have Umbreon and Espeon, which are my 2 favorite evolutions. My favorite Pokemon of all time is Cyndaquil. My second favorite Pokemon is Eevee and all the evolutions, if you want to let me cheat and go ahead and get away with that. But if I had to pick favorite evolutions, it's definitely Umbreon and Espeon. So I got these as well. These I actually did not get from the Pokemon Center. I got these from Yodobashi Camera and Akiba, I want to say. And these were like, is the price is still on here? Yeah, these were 1850 yen. That means that they were like a little less than $12 a piece, which is crazy because I was gonna buy these on Amazon here in the US. I want to say for like $45 for both, which is like basically double the price. So glad that I got these in Japan and didn't buy them beforehand. And my desk is starting to fill up with all this, so I'm gonna have to put some of this away. Then we also have this Great Ball plushie, and that my girl also won for your boy. Great Ball is my favorite Pokeball, so happy to have that. And then we have this Pikachu plush, which I got this one specifically in Osaka, but they also had it in some of the other stores as well. This wasn't like an Osaka exclusive. I don't know if it's a Japan exclusive. It looks like it could be. But yeah, and that was definitely one thing that I was trying to keep in mind while I was out there, was like looking for great deals on stuff that I could get in the US, but like getting it way cheaper there. And also anything that looked like, oh, I probably can't get this back home, they grab that as well. So that's why I got stuff that says Japan or Kyoto and things like that. And then we have this little guy right here. It's another Pikachu. This is Skytree with my girl. We had a great time, and they were selling this in the Pokemon Center there. We went there so that she could get one, and then I was like, well, if we're gonna wait in line, I'm gonna grab one too, because why not? You know what I mean? So I came back with way more Pokemon and Pikachu stuff than I expected. Pikachu is not my favorite Pokemon, but you would think he is based off how many like Pikachu plushies are in this house. Speaking of, I also bought this AirPods case, which is a Pikachu AirPods case, and this was like, I don't remember how much it was exactly, but it was super cheap, and I was like, you know what, it's cool, I want it, I'm gonna grab it just because I'm in here. Then next up we have this plastic Pokeball, which is a blind box where you can win either a Rowlet, Litten, Poplio, Eevee, Mimikyu, I think that's Galarian, Vulpix, and then a couple of Pokemon whom I'm honestly not familiar with. But I ended up getting Mimikyu, which I wasn't too mad at. I was honestly hoping for the Sleeping Eevee because, again, Eevee, my second favorite Pokemon. Then I have these two, which are also smaller little blind boxes that I got that are a Great Ball and a Master Ball. And the reason why I grabbed these is because the Pokemon you can get inside here for this one, is it the same in both? Yeah, is Pikachu. And well, honestly, we don't have to go through the list. I can show you on camera. I wanted this for the Entei or the Umbreon. That's why I picked this up. But here you can see all the Pokemon that you can get on the tag here. If I could get the camera to focus for your boy. There you go. And I was like, bro, please. So we gonna open these up together right now. Please let me get an Entei in one of these. Because like I said, I'm a big Gen 2 / Johto fanboy. And my favorite legendaries are, as you can imagine, the legendary beasts or dogs from Gen 2. So let's go ahead and crack open the Master Ball. And we got, whoop. I dropped it, but we got Reshiram, which is like not terrible, but not what I was hoping for. There's also like a little piece of gum or candy inside here. That's cool, I guess. Set that to the side. All right, let's crack open this Great Ball. Please show me Entei or Umbreon, and I'd be really happy. Tear the plastic off that. Show me Entei. Got, oh, Umbreon. Let's go. Big W's. Big W. It's super tiny. You know what I'm saying? Just a cute little charm to have on your desk or whatever. But we got the Umbreon, so I can't be too mad at that. We got Reshiram and Umbreon. I will gladly take that. Okay, I think all that's left now is figures, and we have a lot, and I mean a lot of figures to get through. So let's get into it. So again, I bought a bunch of figures, and that meant a lot of boxes, but I broke them all down and flattened them out so that I could still keep them. And we got a pretty hefty stack here to get through. So let's jump into it. I guess I could show you guys the boxes too as I go through them. First things first, we have this Clear Eyes Goku black figure. And this one I actually won from one of the arcade machines. I spent like 300 yen to get this one. This one was a game where like you put in your coins, and then you have to like, there's a hand that like goes like to the side and then up, and you have to time it at the right place to stop it, and then it pushes forward, and there's like a shelf with like different stuff on it. You have to time it just right so it fits through the space to push the item off the shelf. And I like that game a lot because it felt like I could actually rely on my hand-eye coordination to actually win it, as opposed to like the game feeling like rigged. Even if it is rigged, it at least felt like I could actually win it with skill. And so I played that one a few times whenever I saw something that I liked in it, and I would normally end up winning the item. So boom, here's Goku Black. Really nice quality, solid figure. I mean, especially since I spent 300 yen, which is $3. No, not even, that's $2. $2 and some change maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, no, it's actually a little bit less than $2 based on the current conversion rate. Yeah, really cool. I actually bought so many figures. I don't know where I'm gonna put them all. I don't have space for all these figures. I wasn't really thinking about it when I was buying them. I was like, oh, this is cheap. Oh, this is dope. Oh, I want that. Oh, I need that. You know what I'm saying? I went a little overboard. I don't even know where to put them right now just to get them out of the way so I can get to the next one. Next up, we have this Bardock figure, Super Saiyan Bardock. And I think I got this from Book Off for like 2,500 yen, maybe 3,000 yen. So again, super cheap. And it's crazy to me because like, it's not like these are bad quality figures either. They're like really solid and sturdy and like pretty decently detailed. And I already have a Bardock figure, but I don't have Super Saiyan Bardock. So I wanted to add this one to the collection. But like, look at this, like even just the coloring, the shading and everything, like the sculpting, the model, like it looks really good. Like for as cheap as they are, it was like hard to pass up. There's so much stuff that I didn't buy because it's just like, it got to a point where I was like, okay, I just know I'm gonna be able to get this all home. And I struggled to bring back the stuff that I did buy, but it's just like, I could fill up 2 whole suitcases worth of figures to buy out there, man. There's a little stand it comes with so you can actually prop them up. But yeah, really dope, especially for the price. And again, there's no order to this either. I'm just pulling them out in whatever order they're just like in the suitcase right now. So this next one, I actually don't have a box for because it was secondhand, not that you could tell by the condition that it's in. But this one is actually a Shaman King figure that I got from, was this Radio Kaikon? I can't remember. This might have been one of the stores in Radio Kaikon. But we have a LotusAsakura figure with a Midamaru, and I just thought this one was just so fire. And I think, I can't remember exactly. I want to say this one was like 40 or 50 bucks. Well worth it in my opinion. Super sick ass figure. Yeah, I like this honestly a lot more than the the Kotobukiya figure that I have back there, that I spent like $120 on. This was a third of the price, and I think it's honestly a lot cooler. And it comes with like this little base that you stick them on, and then it has like these little translucent like pegs or whatever to help like support Midamaru, I believe, over here, which I will get set up at some point, not right now, but yeah. And then it has like the logo here on the base. The base is nothing special, but you know, it's whatever. The figure itself is really cool. This is easily become one of my new favorites in my collection because I just think this is incredible. Oh, and here was the box for the Angel Beats figure for Kanade, as well as the box for the Miku figure. Next up, I mentioned that I am a pretty big Frieden fan, and so when I saw these, I had to have them. We have like these wedding figures of Frieden and Himmel. I got the Frieden one first, then I saw they had Himmel, and I was like, well, I gotta get them to match because as you can see in a little picture, you're supposed to have like Himmel take Frieden's hand. I was like, well, I gotta get the set. So the Frieden one, I think I bought, or did I win it? I don't remember if I won this one from a crane game or if I just bought it outright, because a lot of the ones that you can find in the crane games and stuff, you can also just find shops that sell them. A little bit more fun to win them, especially if you win it, you know, cheaper than what it actually costs. The Himmel one, we're not going to talk about how I acquired that one, okay? And so there you have it, Himmel and Frieden. I'm probably going to have these posed up somewhere in my office together just like this, as they're supposed to be. They also have a Fern one here that I'll show you in just a moment, where she's also in like a wedding gown, and you would assume that Fern's partner should be Stark, but they didn't actually have a matching Stark figure to go along with her. Yeah, these aren't as nice as some of the other ones that I picked up, but I do still like them quite a lot just because I love these characters and I love this series a lot. But yeah, I'm sure they'll look very nice somewhere in here, placed together. So next, here we have the one for Fern, like I was saying. Yeah, I don't know. You would think there'd be a matching Stark one to go with her, but as far as I'm aware, there isn't, or at least I didn't see it. This one I actually won from an arcade game and I won it fairly quickly. I want to say it took me like 500 yen, which is not bad at all. And so there's Fern. Again, it's a pretty figure. It's nothing super special, much like the Himmel and Fleur. And you can tell that these ones are a little bit cheaper than some of the other ones that I picked up. But you know, that they're just like arcade game prizes. But still, even for that being said, I mean, like when you spend like 500 yen or even 1,000 yen or even like 2,000 yen, it's like, okay, well, I spent like less than 20 bucks for it. So it's still pretty solid for the price. You know what I'm saying? Next, we have this Hiei figure from Yu Yu Hakusho that I picked up at a book off for, I want to say, 2,500 yen. It's pretty small, I would say, in comparison to some of the other ones, but I thought it was really cool. I really like the flame sword that he has and everything. And also, there's basically like a set with all of these that I also saw Yusuke and Kurama, which I also picked up. If there's a fourth one that has Kuwabara, I didn't see it anywhere, but I did get the Yusuke and the Kurama to go along with the Hiei. I saw Hiei first, and I bought the other two to go along with them. So yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is my second favorite anime of all time, as a lot of you guys may know. Which, by the way, I know I said earlier, Slam Dunk is one of my second favorite series. There's a distinction between my anime list and my manga list. Slam Dunk is my second favorite manga, but Yu Yu Hakusho is my second favorite anime. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. But here we have the boxes for the Yusuke and the Kurama figures as well. I want to say Yusuke was also 2,500, but then the Kurama one was actually only 2,000 yen. So again, under $20 a piece for these. And so there we have Yusuke, and we've also got Kurama with his rose whip. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So I think these are both pretty dope figures for under 20 bucks. Also, if y'all see the Kuwabara one anywhere to match the set so I can complete having the whole squadron, let me know, point me in the right direction. Next up, we have like this cheap figure of Makomo from Demon Slayer that I only bought just so that I could have her go along with Sabito. Sabito is my personal favorite character from Demon Slayer. I'm a sucker for characters, his archetype, you know, like the Sabito, Shisui, the characters where it's like they didn't really have a whole lot of screen time and like they actually been dead for most of the story, but like when you find out about their backstory, it's like, oh, he was, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get into too much, but you know what I'm saying? I like them types of characters, so I like Sabito. I have a Sabito figure back there, and so I got Makomo to go along with him. And so there she is, and it was 1,500 yen. Like that, I don't even think that's $10. It might be just under $10 or right around that price. It's like you can't really pass that up for that price. You know what I mean? So yeah, her and Sabito gonna look real cool together on the shelf. This right here is actually the Sabito figure I'm talking about. So I figured having them be together would be pretty cool. Oh, this was actually underneath a bunch of those figures, but this is a complimentary tote bag that I got from the TWT shop for when I bought the t-shirt. I also bought a Link Shot U figure for Shorty and some stickers, which, where are those stickers? Here they are. I got stickers of the Tekken 1, 2, and 3 logos. All right, next we have these 4 little shoe boxes. And what's cool about these is that these little shoe boxes are actually the boxes for 4 figures. So speaking of having the whole squadron together, well, I guess technically we're missing 1, but this is like the main 4, I guess. Now that I think about it, I didn't see him anywhere. Well, here we have Slam Dunk, the Spirit Collection of Inoue Takehiko, one and only. Each of these boxes contains a figure of one of the team members of the Slam Dunk team at Shohoku High. So here we have Kaede Rukawa, who is my personal favorite character. We'll save this one for last because it's actually still wrapped up. In this one, we have the man himself, Hanamichi Sakuragi, wearing a pair of Bread 1s. Then we have Hisashi Mitsui with his Asics on. And then this last one I have is actually wrapped up and sealed because this was the display model. And this one, when I bought it, this is all they had left. They were actually out of stock of this character, of this player. And at first that kind of surprised me. And it's Ryota Miyagi, which you guys can see here on the label. And I was kind of shocked because there was a customer who went ahead of me that bought a figure from the set and he only got one. And the only one he got was Ryota. And then when it got to my turn in line, they went to the inventory room to go get me one from the inventory instead of giving me the display one. And like, oh, that's actually the last one that we have. Like, are you okay with that one? I was like, yeah, sure, it's no problem to me. And I was kind of perplexed at first. I was like, why would the guy in front of me only get Ryota anyway? Because I feel like this is something you kind of got to buy as a set. And I understand not everybody can afford to buy the whole set. That's cool. But it's like, Ryota, that's your favorite one? And then it made a lot of sense. I was like, wait a minute, Ryota probably the one that most people relate to in Japan because he's smaller, he plays point guard, you know what I'm saying? I think that's Yuki Kawamura's favorite player, like favorite character from the series, which is the Japanese player that's currently on a two-way contract with the Memphis Grizzlies, who currently I think killing it right now in the G League with the Memphis Hustle. And then also I forgot the first Slam Dunk, the movie, you know, the movie came out and it's all about Ryota. So I was like, you know, that actually doesn't make more sense. I was like, how is Ryota sold out and not like Kaede or Hanamichi? And I was like, oh, because he was just in the movie and he's also probably like way more relatable for like a lot of the Japanese fans. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's like real popular right now. It did at first though. Let me go ahead and crack open some of this so you guys can get a little look at him. And yeah, these were the only figures where like I was like, I have to keep the boxes no matter what, because the boxes themselves, like they function as little display boxes. And also I just, you know, as a sneaker collector, which is part of the reason why I like Slam Dunk, because they wear real life shoes in the series. I just thought this was such a dope and cool feature, and I had to have these. I didn't even want to bother like trying to break them down and put them back together. Like these got to go as is. These got to stay like this, because I honestly might display them like this whenever I get a chance to. I need to go buy another shelf or a display case or something. But boom, there we have Ryota himself. I don't want to crack these open out of the full packaging just yet, so I apologize for all the glare and everything. But when I saw these, I had to have them, and I had to have the whole set. And I got these pretty cheap too. I want to say it wasn't like dirt cheap, but it was the cheapest I'd seen the set compared to like every other figure store that had them. I can't remember the exact price. It might have been like $120, $140 for the whole set, which is by far the cheapest I saw it anywhere. Yeah, I think I got these for like $30 or $40 a piece. I don't have the price tag anywhere on these, and the receipt is somewhere in my big Ziploc bag full of receipts. I'm not going to dig for this one specifically, but trust, it was the best deal I saw for this set by far. I even saw one shop that was selling the whole set for basically what was selling each figure individually for what I paid for this entire set. So why the prices were so drastically different, I don't know. Normally when you start seeing things like that, I'm like, okay, it's like, are some of these knockoffs or something, or some of these, but like, nah, they're like officially licensed and everything. And I mean, if they're fakes, they're the best fakes that I could ever see, because I saw zero differences between some of these figures. And that was obviously like a trend I saw a lot, because like when you go shop to shop, you're going to see, especially if you're going to like figure stores, you're going to see some figures that are like way more expensive here than they are over there, and vice versa, and blah, blah, blah. And like you shop around, try to find the right deals. But for something like this, and there was a couple figures like this that I would notice that was reoccurring, where it's like, why is this one way more expensive at this shop than it is at that shop? And then also, even within the same store, you might see the same figure twice and be like, why is this one way more expensive than that one? Like this one's like 5,000 yen and this one's 9,000 yen. What's the difference? Okay, is it one's brand new and one's used? No, these are both new. Okay, and it's like, I don't know, is it like the quality of the construction, the coloring? Like I don't really know what determines that. Maybe some of you more seasoned and informed and knowledgeable figure collectors could fill me in on that. But yeah, I saw one shop that was selling each of these for the price that I paid for the whole set. So the only unfortunate part about like not breaking these down and like trying to keep them, you know, built and everything in the suitcase is that the box for Hanamichi did get just a little damaged up here. It's not the end of the world. I'm a little disappointed, but it is what it is. That was a risk I took, and you know, it's fun. But the rest of them are still in absolute perfect shape, and yeah, it's no big deal. At least that's what I'm gonna tell myself. Okay, and I saved the best for last. I have 3 figures left that are my favorite 3 figures that I bought while I was on this trip. I believe they're the 3 most expensive figures that I bought on this trip, and let's just go ahead and show them. Any guesses as to who this is? There's 3 figures here. There's some colors in here that might give it away. Any guesses? Any guesses? No? Yeah? Okay. So, as I mentioned, one of my all-time favorite series is none other than Code Geass. That alone, you probably already figured out who this is if she's not in the thumbnail, which she very well may be. But I found 3 figures of Cece from Code Geass that I absolutely had to have. This first one here I got from the shop that I mentioned earlier called Volks. Shout out to the employees for wrapping this extremely well for me. And this is one of those figures I'm talking about where I got this far cheaper than where I saw it in other stores. There was one store I saw in Radio Kaikon in Akihabara that had this figure for, I want to say like 12,000 yen or something like that. But I got mine for 4,400 yen. And here we have Cece with her pigtails and this kimono. And I just think this figure is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. The camera not even really doing this justice right now. The colors ain't really popping the way I need them to. But yeah, I'll throw some pictures on screen, honestly, of these ones in particular, because I need y'all to be able to bask in the full glory of these. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I got such a good deal on it. It's like, is mine like fake or some sort of reproduction or something? Like, I don't really know, but it's like, it's pretty heavy. Like, it's very sturdily built. This is one of those figures I'm talking about where it's like, why was this one so much cheaper than like where I saw it elsewhere? Because I mean, this is very nicely detailed, modeled, the colors, everything. Like, I definitely saw some counterfeit figures while I was out there. Some that was like, okay, I seen this figure in a different shop and the details and everything looked way better on that one. Like, that one looked way more official and legit than the one I'm seeing right here. This isn't one of those cases. This looks the exact same as the one that I saw that was 3 times the price. What's the difference? I don't know. Was it just, I just got a good deal? Was it that shop was taxing out the ass? I mean, I'll tell you this, 4,400 yen for this is way cheaper than when I saw it back when this was like listed on Amazon. Cause I want to say this was like a $70 figure on Amazon at some point. So I mean, I guess I just got a really good deal on it. Because of the bright white outfit, I had to go ahead and turn down the lights a little bit, but we have another beautiful, gorgeous figure of CC from Code Geass here. This one was a lot more expensive than that first one I just showed you. I want to say this one was around 10 or 12,000 yen, which is still a pretty good deal, I would say. But yeah, I'm a huge Code Geass fan. I love CC. She's one of my all-time favorite anime girls. I had very little to no Code Geass merch. So when I started seeing like figures of CC and like Lulu stuff out there, I was like, oh, I gotta come home with some of that. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I was talking about this recently with my shorty. I didn't realize Code Geass is as gooner as it is until recently when I started seeing stuff on Twitter. I was like, huh. Cause like, I remember seeing there being some things, you know, in that series, whatever. And I watched it so long ago, but it's just like, that show was a little bit crazier than I remember, to be honest. But yeah, this pose is crazy. How the meme go? My bitch pose is nasty. Don't you ever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this pose is ridiculous, but I like it a lot. I love CC. And then last, but certainly not least, we have this absolutely gorgeous like wedding gown CC that I got also from Volks, where I got the kimono CC. This one I want to say was 9,900 yen, which is far cheaper than anywhere I saw it secondhand online. Like if you look on eBay right now for this figure, I want to say it's like $100 or more for every listing that I saw. So yeah, I mean, it is similar-ish pose, I guess, to the one that I just showed. A little bit different, still crazy arch in the back. But yeah, it's gorgeous. This is, I honestly don't even know which of these 3 is my favorite, because I love them all so much. And I believe like her, like yeah, these components of like her dress are actually like removable. So if you want her without the little, if you want her without the little shawl or whatever, you actually can remove that. And I believe you can actually remove this part as well, if you give me just a moment here. If you want it just like this, you know what I'm saying, which is an equally incredible look in my opinion. I can't even say which one I like more. I'm probably gonna leave her with like the wedding dress like pieces on, just because I don't even know where I would put them if I didn't just leave them on her, and I don't want to lose them or damage them, so I'm just gonna let her rock it. But yeah, and honestly, there were more figures of CC that I saw that I really wanted, but I was like, I bought 3 of them and I was like, okay, I think that's enough. Honestly, I wanted a Lelouch figure, but Lelouch figures are kind of hard to come by, and they're like even more expensive. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a couple of CC figures out there that are like $200-300. But like there's multiples of her, you know what I'm saying? Like I got all of these for under $100 each. Whereas with Lelouch, every Lelouch figure I saw was over $100. Like it just, and I should have bought one, honestly, just so I could have at least one, but I was looking for the deals, you know what I'm saying? I was looking for the deals, and I found them, but I didn't find one for him. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything I bought while I was in Japan. As you can see, your boy did a lot of shopping, and honestly, it's crazy because I came back with 2 suitcases full of stuff and I spent a ton of money. And I know this is going to sound crazy because I just sat here for 2 hours recording this video. I don't know how long it is by the time I chop it up, but this was a 2-hour recording. So I know this sounds mad crazy, but it's like, I did not shop anywhere nearly as much as I really wanted to while I was out there. Like I did not go as crazy as I thought I was going to, or as much as I wanted to, especially when it comes to like clothes and shoes. That was supposed to be my main focus, was clothes and shoes, but that stuff was actually way harder to come by because I'm such a big dude. Like even when it comes to like retail stores, a lot of places just didn't have the sizes I was looking for stuff. So let alone the secondhand and the thrifting, which was a little bit disappointing, but like I should have really thought about that, like me being as big as I am and then going to Japan where people my size aren't exactly common. It's not even that common over here, you know what I mean? So What that resulted in was me buying a lot of Pokemon stuff and a shit ton of figures. We got some clothes too though. We got a few pieces that I rock with that was pretty cool. And I got 2 pairs of shoes that are worth more than what I paid. So can't complain. But I'm exhausted after all that. I had a great time out there, as you can tell. And I don't know where I'm gonna put all of this, but I guess it's time for me to go ahead and figure that out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all the awesome content that I bring you. With all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. And remember, nothing can happen until you swing the bat. Later.